Lori Lauridsen here with the DBT Mindfulness Skills Series. So today we're going to talk about one of the core mindfulness skills, which is wise mind. Before we do that, as I've said before, our brain likes repetition, so we're going to do a real quick review. What is mindfulness? First of all, mindfulness is paying attention on purpose to the present moment, with intention, with curiosity, with kindness and compassion. And why do we do that? Those are the goals of mindfulness. So the goals of mindfulness are to reduce suffering and increase happiness, take hold of the mind instead of letting it take hold of us, and to experience reality as it is, sometimes instead of as we would like it to be. So those are the goals of mindfulness. And then the three core mindfulness skills are wise mind, which we'll get into, the combination of reasonable mind and emotion mind. Then we have the what skills. What are we doing when we're practicing mindfulness? And that's observing, describing, and fully participating in the moment. And then the how skills. How do we practice mindfulness? We practice mindfulness non-judgmentally, one mindfully, and effectively. And as we talked about with the goals of mindfulness, the purpose of all this is a wonderful, simple coping skill so that we can live our best lives, so that we can get out of that loop of trauma, get out of that loop of destructive behavior, of using substances, and get to a place where we can have that compassion for ourselves so that we can make the changes that we want. Because none of us make changes in a place of shame or in a place of beating ourselves up. And mindfulness is one of the simplest ways of teaching us that. So let's get into wise mind. So wise mind is the combination of the reasonable mind, right? There's the logical, reasonable, rational mind that is it's cold, it's thinking, it's problem solving. It's great in certain situations, right? When we're working on a project or when we need to be in that thinking, figuring things out brain. Super great for that. And then we have the emotion mind, right? The emotion mind runs hot. It's very mood dependent. It can be very reactive and impulsive. So it's really great in other situations, like when we want to connect with others, right? We want to connect with our emotions. That's where empathy can come in, being in emotion mind. The wise mind is that middle ground. It's that combination of both reasonable and emotional, because both reasonable mind and emotion mind are important. So connecting the two, that wise mind says that both are important, both exist, and both are needed to make the best decisions. That's that higher self, that wise mind, that connected self, right? That a lot of times we experience that as a gut feeling or as expansion, as being in a place of fully connected to ourselves, right? We're not just reacting based on past stories, past experiences. Think about it if you're in an argument with someone and you just react without thinking, right? That's that emotion mind, and that can get us into trouble. And then if we're on the other end where we shut down our emotions, which can happen sometimes when we're in fight, flight, or freeze, then we're not connected to ourselves and we're not connected to others. We're in that logical thinking brain, right? So that's not all of it. So being able to find that middle ground, that wise mind space, that space where we can connect fully to what's most important for us, is such a valuable tool and skill that must be practiced. So we're going to do a little bit of that. So there's several different ways to connect with my wise mind. I'm going to give you two. So bonus. So an easy one would just be to close your eyes. And we'll take 3 nice deep breaths. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Maybe exhale, open mouth, sigh. And again, inhale. And exhale. Beginning to drop from the thinking, from the spinning or the mental snowball that can sometimes happen, into the heart space, connecting head and heart. So perhaps we inhale wise and exhale mind. Inhale wise. Exhale mind. And as you continue that process, it can allow you to more easily connect to what's true for you. It can allow things to get quieter. Good. Allowing the eyes to open for a moment, just to acknowledge what that was like for you. And that was a very, very brief, simple exercise. So it may take a little bit longer for you using that exercise or any other exercise, depending on where you are. And that comes with knowing what tool is most important for you in the moment. What do I need right now? And observing, being in that mindfulness place, slowing down allows you to do that. If that's challenging for you, a lot of times what we need is some type of movement, some type of physical or somatic release, right? Sometimes just sighing out with the breath can do that. Sometimes we need a little bit more. So next we'll get into a longer mindfulness exercise, specifically for wise mind, using some visualization.